What information do you need around source of funds, and what does your conveyancer need to know with regards to the property transaction?
Yes, source of funds are an extremely important part of the conveyancing transaction. It's probably best to start with what that actually means and what source of funds actually are. Quite simply, it's an explanation of the funds that you're using to buy your property. Um, it's a legal duty for solicitors to obtain that information from you. Conveyancers are actually quite heavily regulated in this area, and they have to comply with the money laundering regulations. So this is why your conveyancer needs this information from you. Failure to actually provide that information and for your conveyancer to get that information from you can have serious repercussions such as huge fines and even in the worst case scenarios, imprisonment. So source of funds is really important and provides a clear picture to your conveyancer as to your sourcing and the wealth check to make sure you can afford the property that you're actually purchasing.
Right. But we do have a lot of clients that find this quite intrusive. So how do we deal with that?
I think it's really important to remember that it's required of every client and the standard is the same for every client. So, and everyone has a different source. So we are, basically following that regulation. It's not that we're trying to be intrusive or offensive. We just have to go to that level of detail to satisfy the requirements on us because, as I mentioned, we are heavily regulated in this area. So it's key to get this information to your conveyancer and understand actually what is needed from you right at the start of the transaction. Your conveyancer will help you with that. They'll give you guides around that. And, it's good to talk about the subject as early as possible to avoid delays further down the line.